If you've been following this series, you know it's time to talk about builders, but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to talk about hacking into the builder's mind. What is pre-construction? Pre-construction is just like the word says, before construction. You're paying for something before it's constructed. Some can see it as a very easy way of making money because all you're doing is investing your money and the value grows of whatever you're buying, be it a condo or detached or what kind of property you're buying. The value is growing as your money is sitting there. So it's a very easy way of making money for investors. But what about if you want to live in it? It's a totally different game because you find out at the end of the day, the people that are not ready to close when the builder is done are the people that planned to live in the pre-construction they bought. I almost got wiped out by pre-construction investment that I did. At the time I bought it, I just had the money. Instead of the money sitting in the bank, I thought, you know what? It's going to take the builder so many years, like 3 years, to finish the project. They said there could be delays, so I was thinking maybe 4 years max. And in 4 years' time, I would make so much money, I could close this thing and move in. But 4 years went, boom, just like that. When the building was done, I had nothing. If it were not for the quick thinking of my agent at that time, I don't know what exactly he did, but he got the builder to give me assignment. Assignment is the process where the builder lets you sell your paperwork, basically, before the building is done. How building was done, closing was looming, but we still had about 4 months. But I knew the building was going to be done. So what did we do? We sold the assignment. And when the person closed, I got all my money plus my profit, and the person got the new building. Why do people pay for pre-construction? Like I said, investment or you move in. For those planning to move in, they have the, luxury of a brand new home. All the appliances are new. Everything is new. The home is covered. So at least for the foreseeable 5 years future, you have no need to fix anything. And that's maintenance money being saved, and you're the first person to live in the house. So there's a prestige there. There's a psychological feeling of, I'm the first to do this. And these are some of the reasons why people pay for pre-construction. Or some of them don't even have the money. They just have enough money. They have enough money to put down, but they don't have anything to close yet. So they're hoping in 4 years' time, 3 years' time, they would have enough money to come do the closing when the builder is done. This is why people pay for pre-constructions. Why do builders sell pre-construction? Let me take you through the mindset of a builder. Okay. At the end of this video, I will also give you 5 things that pre-construction buyers need to have in mind. And once you understand the mindset of the builder and the process to where it got to closing, you would understand why the 5 tips that I'm about to give you matters a lot for your closing, so you don't get to lose your money. Let's go. Builders sell pre-constructions because when the process begins, all they have is an empty piece of land. And to acquire the land itself is going to take them 2+ years for them to just get the land. Because when we're talking about builder's land, we're not just talking about a plot. We're not talking about 1 acre. We're talking about several acres. So they may end up having to talk to different landowners, different farmers, and everybody's got their own price. Everybody's got their own agent. Builder has to negotiate with A, B, C, D, and E, and all that takes a long time to finalize. So we're talking about 2 years plus for builder to just get the land. And this runs them into millions of dollars. That's money out of their pocket right there. And then for them to start building, they have to get architects and engineer. First, they also have to get the permit after they get the land. They have to know the zoning is going to be okay for whatever they're planning to use it for. Could be residential, could be commercial, could be all whatever they want to do, industrial. They have to make sure the zoning allows for that. So let's just go with residential, okay? Because that's where most pre-construction buyers come in. So as we're saying, builders have to get money, finances from the bank. If the bank doesn't finance them, there's no way, most of the time, no way a builder will go from A to Z all by themselves. We're talking about massive money and massive investment to be done. There is a there are a couple of builders, there are a couple of builders that actually go underwater during this process. We're talking about a very long process. They have to get permit. They have to get the town. They have to get probably some laws changed along the way. So there's process and process and process upon process that needs to be done. And then they have to get the architects involved, the engineers. They have to come back for more permits. They have to do environmental studies. If there's something to be cleaned up, they have to do all that. From getting the land to breaking ground takes a builder an average of 4 to 7 years before they even break ground. Just before they break ground, once they know everything is done, then they start selling to you, the pre-construction buyers. And this is why you as a buyer, you need to know the process this builder has gone through, so that when you give your 5% in 30 days, another 5% in 90 days, another 5% in 180 days, another 5% on closing, you know the process, and you know, like, okay, this is my 5% in 190 days. I better start getting ready. Because the truth of the matter is, some builders actually close early. Even though on the agreement of purchase and sales, it may say, oh, there may be delay and all that stuff, but everything you see on the agreement of purchase and sale, it's from the builder side. When you see there could be a delay, you want to take it as there could be no delays. When you see there could be anything, you want to take it the opposite, as that thing probably will never happen. So do not plan for late closing. Always plan for early closing. In fact, some of them finish so early, they put you in occupancy, which is you having to move in to the unit you paid for or the house you paid for from the builder, and you're paying rent to the builder. That's what we call occupancy. They will not give it to you to close. No. They'll give it to you as occupancy, and you pay them rent. And occupancy can go for as long as the builder wants. And then one day they call you, okay, it's time to close. At this point, you should be ready to close. If not, all that deposit you gave them goes out through the window. So as a pre-construction buyer, you want to know the processes the builder has gone through, so that you will be ready for the builder when it's time to close. When you step in to the builder's world, usually you have no clue about who the builder is. You just know they have a piece of land. They say they're going to build condos there. You want unit 123. They get your deposit, and you basically know nothing about them. and you're just hoping that they finish, they don't go bankrupt, they don't go into receivership. Like the one downtown Toronto is a condo apartment. It's a luxurious condo apartment to start with. The lowest unit, I think, is going for 3.2 million up to $31 million. Yeah, for condo in the one. But the one right now is in receivership. There's bankruptcy, there's receivership. The one is not bankrupt yet. The one is in receivership. That's the court has appointed someone to take over the runnings of whatever they're doing there, because the lenders don't trust them, or maybe the buyers don't trust them. Someone that's got a stake in the one does not trust the management on how they're running things. So they've taken them to court, and court has put receivership in charge of the management of the one. The building is still going on. It was supposed to be done by 2022. Now it's been extended to 2025. You do not want builders like that. So the first thing you want to do, the first act, is to research the builder. Find out everything you can find out about the builder you're about to give your deposit to, because you only have 10 days to cool off. You can give the deposit, or better still, don't give the deposit. Don't go near them yet. You hear about the pre-construction, you hear about the builder, go on Tyron.com. If you're in Canada, Tyron.com. Check out if the builder has had any issues with Tyron, because like the one we just talked about, if the one cannot repay the people, the buyers, the one is going to go into bankruptcy. And at that point, Tyron is going to have to reimburse the buyers. But the sad part of that is Tyron can only give you a maximum of $100,000 or 10%. But everybody that paid for a unit in the one, they've gone over the limits of Tyron's, minimum. So the maximum they can all get cannot be 10%. It has to be $100,000. So there's trouble there. So I hope they finish the one, because it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be luxurious. Like you should see the design. It's gonna be the tallest building in Canada to start with, and I seriously hope the people that bought there get to enjoy their units. Number 2, after your research, you want to get a lawyer to read the agreement of purchase and sales for you. You want your agent reading it, your lawyer reading it, but I will tell you right now, from all pre-construction agreement of purchase and sales that I've seen, it's all one-sided. It's all in support of the builder, because you, as a pre-construction buyer, you're actually taking a risk. I want you to see it like that. It's an investment. It's also a risk, because anything could happen with the builder, from all the stuff we listed, from the land to the construction to all. In fact, builders go through hell to get buildings ready, up to the point where they get something called the builder's risk insurance. Yeah, they have to insure everybody working there, everything, in case even the materials are not delivered, in case of natural disaster. Builders go through a lot. And as a pre-construction buyer, you want to take it just as serious as they also take it. So you research them, you read your agreement of purchase and sales, you plan your mortgage at least 9 months before the closing date on the paper. Do not pray for delays. The closing date on your agreement of purchase and sale, I want you to take it as a guaranteed closing day. And you start getting ready for that closing 9 months before, so that on closing, you're ready to close. And when you're closing, you want to be prepared for occupancy, because sometimes builders do not make as much as they think they're going to make once the building is ready. They look through their numbers and they've lost money, or they just barely making any profit. So they put everybody in occupancy and they collect rent for up to a year or 2 years, sometimes even longer. And there's nothing you can do about it, because you signed the agreement of purchase and sales that gives them the right to declare occupancy. So when you're planning your closing, I also want you to plan occupancy and closing cost. It's not the regular closing cost like you're buying a pre-owned property. It's the closing cost according to what the builder says this cost them and that cost them, and you have no say about that. So you want extra funds for closing. And finally, if closing is not possible, remember I said 9 months before the closing date, if you see there's going to be trouble, please start looking for how to get assignment done. Some builders will let you get assignment from the beginning, and some will say no. But if the economy changes, like right now, I know a friend that a builder has given him 3 different chances to close, and he couldn't close. And now they've given him the chance to go find an assignment. But originally they said no assignment. But now they've given him the go ahead, go look for assignment, find it wherever. We don't care, just do anything to come close this thing, because the economy has changed. Those 5 tips, keep to it. Make sure you're ready when the builder is ready, and you enjoy your brand new home as the first owner, and that's how you get to the top. And since you're still here, I also want to mention that I'm not going to do a video for lenders. What I just want to drop in here is that lenders do not lose. The loan to value ratio they give you is covering all their risk. No videos for lenders. All I just wanted to know is avoid the private lenders whenever you can. So there you go. Pre-construction and the hack into the mindset of builders. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you at the top.